Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 33rd tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about array pointers in PHP, and we're going to check out some more array functions. So I've got a file opened up in my text editor. It's called array_pointers.php, and on line number 6 in this file I have the opening PHP tag. On line number 21 I have the closing PHP tag, and in between these tags I have some PHP code. So the first thing that I've done is on line number 7 I have created an array variable. I've given it the name ARR, and it has all these elements. So it has 11, 7, 9, 5, 13, 2 and 16, all numeric values. And what we're going to do is we're going to use some array functions along with the echo statement to see how we can get values out of this array and just display them on screen. And that's why we're using the echo statement. So the first function that we're going to check out, the first array function that we're going to check out, is current. So what the current function does is, when you just created an array and when you use the current function and pass the created array as an argument to it, it gives you the first element. So in this case it's going to return 11 to us because 11 is the first element in this array, and since we're using it with the echo statement, it's going to display 11 on screen. And the next function that we're going to check out is actually called next. And what this function does is it takes the pointer that initially points to the first element to the next element, right? So it moves it like one element forward. So the pointer that was pointing to 11 now is going to point to 7, and I've used this statement again. So I've used the echo statement along with the current function, and this time it's going to give us 7 instead of 11, right? And then on line number 11 I have used another array function, and this one's called end. And what this function does is it takes the array pointer to the last element in the array, and in this case that's 16, so it's going to take it from 7 to 16. And again I've used the current function to check out the value that it's currently pointing to, and that's going to be 16. I've used the echo statement here to see that value on screen. And then I have used a function called reset on line number 13, and what this function does is, no matter where your array pointer is, it's going to bring it back to the default position, which is the first position. So it's going to get it back from 16 to 11, and since we've used another echo statement and the current function on line number 14, so we're again going to see 11 on screen. And then I've got a little more code, but before we discuss this piece of code, let's check out the output of this file and see where we stand. So I'll type in localhost and then the name of the file, which is array_pointers.php. When I press the enter key, I see 11 first, which is the first element in my array. Then we use the next function to go to the second element, so we see 7 now, and that's because 7 is the second element. Then we see 16, which is the last element. Remember, we use the end function to get this value, and then we use the reset function to see 11 again, which is the first value, right? So in the previous tutorials we've seen how we can use the for each loop to iterate over the elements in arrays as well as associative arrays. And if you are not too fond of using the for each loop, then there is another alternative actually if you want to move over the elements in an array, and that is you can use the while loop. Now that we know that all these array functions exist, we can use this knowledge along with the while loop to move through the elements. So what is going to be the condition of your while loop? Remember, the while loop iterates over something till the time a condition evaluates to true. As soon as the condition evaluates to false, the while loop stops its execution. So we're going to use the current function within the test condition, and we're going to check whether the value that the current function is going to return is not equal to null or not. And when it becomes equal to null, this condition is going to fail, and we'll stop executing. So we're going to start with 11, and then we're going to move to 7, then 9, 5, so on and so forth. And when we get to 16 and we use the next function, the array pointer then points to null, right? Because after 16 there is nothing. So if you use the next function when the array pointer is pointing to the last element in the array, then it starts pointing to null, and that's when this loop is going to stop execution. So within the body of the while loop I have two statements. The first one is to see the value that the current array pointer is currently pointing to, And the second one is to update the pointer value to the next element, and that I'm doing using the next function, right? So I hope this makes sense. And I also have an echo, and I've echoed out a break tag just to make sure that I get all these values on different lines. So when we see the output, we see all the array elements. We see 11, 7, 9, 5, 13, 2, and 16, and all on different lines, right? So this is one way of iterating over the elements in an array. And if you prefer using the for each loop, then you can continue using that. And sometimes you might want to use this method as well though. Anyway, that's it for this tutorial, and you may subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to see you in the next video. Till then, take care.